everybody, it is Paige Evans and I want to walk through my December daily 2018. This is the 5th year that I've done it and I struggled at first figuring out which format I wanted to create it in. I've done the traditional pocket pages before. This was my album from 2016. I do have a flip through of this one. So that's traditional, you know, in the page protectors with the different pockets. Last year, I created my album in this Coptic book, and I also have a walkthrough of this one. So I made this book. I have a tutorial in my Etsy shop of how to create these Coptic books, and then it's stuffed to the brim with all of our December memories from last year. I've also done a memory deck style December daily, so it's got all of these cards. You know, you can pull it out, flip it through. And then I've also done a traditional mini album where I just created the pages and then bound them together. So for this year, I didn't know what to do, and I was actually going to do the traditional pocket page style album. I even bought 2 albums. And at the beginning of December, I was still working on scrapbook projects and I hadn't even started. And I just wasn't feeling very motivated. And as I was taking a nap one afternoon, I just wasn't feeling very well. I thought about everything that I had made this past year, and I made a lot of shaped mini albums. Leaf shaped, I can't think of any others off the top of my head right now. Tag shaped. And so I decided, well, why not stick with the theme and create a Christmas tree shaped December daily? And that idea inspired me so much that I was like instantaneously better. I came downstairs and I figured out the exact shape that I wanted to create and started looking through Pinterest for embroidered designs, embroidery patterns that are Christmas themed. And I saw color blocks and I was like, that is perfect. I love lots and lots of colors. And so I got out my embroidery hoop and I put the fabric inside and I grabbed my threads and I started at the top and I just started stitching all of these diamonds. And it took 3 days to stitch this entire tree. And it was just pretty much serendipitous that it worked out evenly along the sides almost. It's definitely not perfect, so don't look too close. So 3 days later, once I was finished stitching the tree, I added these little jingle bells to it. And then this Fa La 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 die cut, which is from Kat Martin's Etsy shop, and the 2018 stickers. Now, you can see it's really thick. I cut a piece of chipboard into the tree shape, and then I used PVC bookbinding glue to wrap the embroidery around the chipboard and then glued it in place. So then on the back side, I cut a white cardstock tree, I printed journaling on it, and then I added, this is clear glitter glue, and then added watercoloring around the edges using my favorite Prima watercolors. So this cleans up the back a little bit. You can't see because it's glued down, but the edges of the fabric embroidery go right underneath here. All right, let's flip through this. So this is our Christmas card for this year. It's 5 by 7, a rectangle, and so I cut it roughly into the Christmas tree shape, but then here on the edges where there is no card, I added washi tape and then trimmed it into the rest of the tree shape so that it's able to fit in the album and still create that Christmas tree shape. So that's our Christmas card. It's a very, very colorful. That's kind of the theme that I was going for this year. I wanted to talk about this jingle bell charm before I continue. This is from Emily Inspired Designs. She has an Etsy shop and I just love everything she makes, and I've been adding her charms and bits and baubles to my mini albums this year, so had to continue with that theme. All right, on the back side of the Christmas card is just our family update for 2018. And then the first picture is a full page photo, full Christmas tree shaped photo of our new Christmas tree, because our Christmas tree that we've been using since before we even got married bit the dust, totally fell over and was irreparable, so we got a new Christmas tree. And then on the back side, I've created a fringe paper tree. I went through my Christmas paper stash and I pulled out all of the bright colors. So all of these papers you will see again throughout this album. So I trimmed them into about 3/4-inch strips, used specialty scissors to fringe each paper strip, and then covered a scrap tree. I'm not really sure. I think it's probably a white, yeah, it's a white cardstock tree. And then I machine stitched around the edges of this page so that it's got some nice texture around the edge. I created this pocket page from a page protector, so I cut it into the tree shape, and then I used a white pen to create all of these sections. I figured out what I wanted to put in the sections, and then I started working my way up from the bottom, so I put in this tag stitched across, put in the tree, the glitter, the stars, and the car, and then stitched the next lines and worked my way all the way up to the top. So it's filled with glitter and sequins and puppy stickers, and it's fun because it's see-through. And so behind it, I wanted it to be white. And so we have this page, but I added some texture with a snowflake stencil and white modeling paste. And then on the back side, so this is day 2, and I documented the first snow, which actually happened way back in October, but the start of the holiday season always, for me, begins with the first snow, even though October is way too early. So I die cut my snowflake from white textured cardstock, layered it all across this white cardstock tree, added 3 pictures, and that page is done. And then on this side, it's a blue plaid paper. Put 1 more die cut snowflake, added a journaling spot, first snow, there's a snowflake sticker, a deer sticker, and then I added this snowflake paper clip and a number 2 sticker along with another charm from Emily Inspired Designs. So, and it also has jingle bells, so this whole album is very jingly. All right, the next page, day 3, the kids decorated gingerbread houses with their grandpa, my dad, and so I added 2 pictures and then some hidden journaling. And so I added a washi tape sticker on top, and then to make sure it stayed in place, I machine stitched through it. I did all the machine stitching and hand stitching before adhering the trees back to back, or else the machine stitching would have gone right through onto this page. So I did a chain link stitch up here with these dangling die cut ornaments. Again, these are from Cat Martin. I created a string art Christmas tree on a transparency, so I just die cut a transparency into the tree shape, poked holes all around the edges, and then stitched all the way around the edges using, this is an ombre green thread, and then stitched back and forth and back and forth. So both sides it's got thread. Day 4, we saw The Grinch. Again, we actually saw this in November, but since it's a holiday movie, I wanted to include it in my December daily. We've been letting the kids pick out their own ornaments, so for day 5, that's what this is about, and I created a tag with journaling, which just tucks right behind the picture. For day 6, I asked the kids to create their Christmas wish lists, and so Fox actually colored this Christmas tree, and then on the back side is his wish list. These are 6x8 pages from a December daily kit, so they're lined and they already have these stars at the top, which is just perfect. So here's Fox's wish list, and here is Jane's wish list. We went and saw the gingerbread house. It's the most epically decorated house I've ever seen, and so I added gingerbread themed embellishments to this page, including some modeling paste through a stencil on the background. Look, a gingerbread man. Gingerbread house, I think this patch is from the dollar spot in Target, so you never know where you're going to find December daily supplies. Day 8, it's a cute picture of Jane and my niece, Quinn, her cousin. Kept it very simple, just added some enamel dots, die cuts, a cheers sticker, some heart stick pins, so we've just got a basic cluster right here. And I journaled on the stump of the tree. Here is a filler page, just an interesting page. I used my whimsical foam mini thickers and spelled out Christmassy words, joy, love, peace, ho, 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 silent night, so that's just a fun, colorful page. Day 9, clusters, lots of clusters with a couple photos, and I stapled a felt star at the top. This is from the December daily kits for this year, 2018. Day 10, all right, so again, this happened in November, but it was Christmassy themed, so I wanted to document it. I used this envelope from, I believe this is the Merry Days collection from Crate Paper. And then I tucked in a sentiment card, photos, a ticket from our train ride, and then pictures and journaling. So these all tuck into this pocket nicely. Here's another filler page. So I modified one of my cut files and shrunk all of these trees and a star into a Christmas tree shape, cut it out, folded halves of the trees over, backed the trees with the colorful papers, the same colorful papers found on the fringe tree at the beginning. And then to help the pages or the flaps stay open, I machine stitched across each one. I love the pop of color that adds. Day 11, okay, so I binge watched the Great British Bake Off in December, and they had a holiday edition, and I just loved watching them create baked goods. I don't cook, I don't bake, but it's fun to watch. And so I found these wood veneer, they're like cookie shaped, gingerbread shaped, thought that went along nicely with the cooking show. And these large wood veneer number for day 11, and I journaled around the edge of this green plaid paper tree with a specialty white pen. So this is one of my tree cut files. I just cut it from smooth white cardstock, and then to help it go into the album nicely, I folded silver glitter washi tape in half and then punched holes through so that it turns nicely. And I added a star puffy sticker at the top. This is a pattern paper. I used my We Are Memory Keepers typecast typewriter to crudely type across it. It's definitely not perfect, and that's okay. I like that whimsical nature. It was about Chris's work party. And then I added strips of washi tape between most of the typed lines. This page was really fun to make. I used different colors of thread and machine stitching to stitch these stripes across a white cardstock tree, added matching colored sequins on top, and then it's just documenting the kids' new jammies. And I also made it a pocket, so you take out the tag and it's got journaling on the back and it just tucks right back inside. I can get it to go back in. All right, day 14 is one of my cut files that I backed with pattern papers, and then it's just a cute picture of Jane talking about how we walk to and from school on Tuesdays and Thursdays to pick up Fox from his various clubs. So we went to the Denver Zoo Lights, and of course I took a lot of pictures and I wanted to include a lot of them, so I used my banner cut file and I shrunk the pictures down really small. I use Picasa, which is not, you can't download it anymore, and I've just made sure not to delete it from my computer. And so I turn my pictures into collages and either print at home or print them at Costco. So this is about the zoo lights, and I journaled along the top edge of these frames. Another event that I took lots of pictures, we went and saw the lighting of downtown Littleton. So I again used Picasa to create collages and I got these printed at Costco, and I used my light strand cut file, cut it into a few different strips, layered it across, and then hidden journaling underneath here. This large die cut, it doesn't cover up anything too important, and then another layered photo right here. So here's Jane, and then here's Fox inside this ice sculpture. So that's day 16, moving along. Day 17, when in doubt, repeat shapes. So these cute fabric stars were in Allie's kit this year, and then some miscellaneous Pink Fresh Studio stars, and then a whole bunch of star sequins. And then I added 2 pictures and some typed journaling. I love to use the font Remington Noiseless. It's pretty much the only font you'll see me use throughout all of my mini albums. On day 18, I covered a white cardstock tree with strips of washi tape. And this is Fox playing with a train set. So I have this train border punch from Martha Stewart Crafts. So I thought that went along well. Just a little bit of journaling. Day 19, so I create a free cut file for my Facebook group every week, and this was one of the cut files that I created in December. It's a little gingerbread house, so I cut it out. I took a picture of Jane holding it, and then I backed it with pattern papers. And I thought this was going to take me hours, but it actually only took like a half hour to back this cut file. And journaled right here at the bottom. This page is very minimally decorated. I hand stitched this joy word. I fussy cut it out and then I added it to the page and documented my love of pink Christmas trees. So on this day, I am documenting we went and saw the Nutcracker Ballet in downtown Denver. So it's another one of the vellum pockets, and I fussy cut this Nutcracker image from the program. And then inside the pocket, we've got pictures from the event, the Nutcracker from the program, and then I typed some journaling and printed it on this tag. So that all just goes inside this pocket. And I love that I can have lots of things stored in there. Here is another filler page. It is a pattern paper from the Merry Days collection, and I just embroidered the pattern that was on there. So it was these leaves. I found matching thread in my stash and just did a basic back stitch to embroider it. So it's really fun to touch, very textured. We are getting there. So this says Meowie Christmas. This is from the We Are Memory Keepers. It's like an alphabet punch tool. And then I punched snowflakes, did a French knot to attach sequins in the middle of each one, and then clustered them on this page. So it's just a fun page. Here's my kitty cat Rachel. Meowie Christmas. Kind of funny. Here we got together with some friends and we had a little brunch and sock exchange. So I just layered die cuts. I'll be honest, I was kind of running out of steam at this point. We're already on day 21, and so I just layered on die cuts and stickers and called it good. Fox and Jane had class parties, so they were on separate days. Thankfully, I was able to go to both, and so I kind of did the same things on both pages. The pink one for Jane, the blue one for Fox. Did modeling paste and watercoloring on the background, and then layered photos over a doily. It says class parties with, these are my white foam mini thickers from Pick Me Up, and then added a couple stickers. And for more texture and interest, I added trim at the bottom. All right, day 23 was about baking sugar cookies and cupcakes. And so I used mini alphabet stamps to stamp the journaling and put these colorful sentiment stickers in between. On the Sunday before Christmas, we took a family picture, and so I printed it full-sized because it's important, and just added a big title and some puffy gold snowflake stickers. I machine stitched around the edge when I was attaching the next tree onto the back. This is our Christmas Eve. So I always take a ton of pictures on Christmas Eve because we have so many traditions. And so I printed these pictures slightly smaller than 1 inch big, and I backed this cut file that I designed, and I placed letter stickers on top. It says Merry Christmas Eve. And so underneath each flap, it's a picture, and then I wrote journaling to coordinate with that picture. So we have a lot of traditions. Christmas Eve is always really special and fun. Day 25, Christmas Day, I created this shaker pocket from a transparency. So I cut 2 pieces of transparency, stitched about 3/4 of the way around, filled it in with glitter, and then finished stitching around the edge. So for Christmas Day, I thought it'd be kind of fun, since we opened presents, to create picture presents. So if you open up these string and ribbon pieces, you get the pictures from Christmas Day. So we open up all these little presents. And then I typed and printed journaling and adhered them in between the pictures. And that is my finished December Daily 2018. Please let me know if you have any questions. I'd be more than happy to answer. Love this project and documenting our traditions every December. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon.